Look around you. Most men are rotting while alive. They drown in distractions, surrender to comfort, and worship pleasure as if it were their god. They wake, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat, pathetic puppets pulled by invisible strings. That is not living. That is slavery. Machiavelli understood what few dare to admit. The world belongs to those who conquer themselves. Discipline is not a virtue. It is a weapon. It is the power to silence weakness, to choke your urges, and to bend your will until it becomes unbreakable. The man without discipline is predictable, soft, easy to manipulate. The man with discipline, he is untouchable. Discipline makes you dangerous because it strips away dependency. You no longer need approval. You no longer chase comfort. You no longer fear the grind. Forget motivation. Forget inspiration. Weak men need pep talks. What you are about to master is the art of forging yourself into a weapon of inevitability. By the end, you won't just be disciplined. You will own yourself completely, unshaken by anything the world throws at you. Discipline is not about rules set by others. It is not about schedules, routines, or external expectations. True discipline is obedience to yourself. It is answering only to your own standards, your own will, your own code. Until you master this, every step you take is borrowed from someone else's desires, their limitations, their weaknesses. You live for them. You serve them. You surrender your power. Most men are slaves to society, to pleasure, to fear. They wait for permission to act. They wait for circumstances to align. They wait for someone else to tell them what is right, what is acceptable, what is possible. Machiavelli called such men weak because they are predictable. They can be manipulated, controlled, and discarded. Their obedience belongs to everyone but themselves. To be dangerous, to be unstoppable, you must break free from this invisible chain. You must enforce loyalty to yourself above all else. This is not selfishness. It is survival. The man who obeys only himself is the man who can think clearly, act decisively, and endure without compromise. When every decision, every action, every effort flows from your own command, no one can distract or dominate you. You are untouchable. Obedience to yourself requires relentless honesty. You must confront every weakness, every fear, every desire. You cannot excuse indulgence. You cannot rationalize procrastination. You cannot allow sentiment, comfort, or the opinions of others to guide your choices. If it does not serve your purpose, it has no place in your life. Obedience to yourself is ruthless because life is ruthless. The moment you bend to someone else's standards, you give away your power. This obedience is not abstract. It manifests in concrete actions, rising before the world sleeps, acting when others hesitate, completing what others abandon. It is saying no when your body screams yes, saying yes when your instincts plead no. Every small act of self-command compounds into unshakable authority over yourself and, by extension, over your life. Discipline without obedience to yourself is like a weapon in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to fight. It is wasted, ineffective, meaningless. People will challenge you. Life will challenge you. Others will try to manipulate, tempt, or provoke you. The man who obeys only himself responds with precision and clarity. He is guided not by emotion, not by impulse, not by expectation, but by his own unwavering law. This is the essence of power. Control over self first, control over others second. Without it, no strategy, no influence, no victory matters. Obedience to yourself also isolates you. Few will understand it. Few will support it. They will see your standards as rigidity, your refusal to compromise as arrogance, your focus as obsession. Let them. You do not live for approval. Approval is for the weak. The disciplined man obeys only himself, and in doing so he becomes inevitable. His mind cannot be swayed. His energy cannot be stolen. His will cannot be bent. Every habit, every choice, every sacrifice must reflect your sovereignty. If you tolerate weakness, if you excuse failure, if you follow others when you should lead, you give away your life piece by piece. Obedience to yourself is not convenient. It is not pleasant. It is not popular, but it is essential. The cost of disobedience is eternal mediocrity. The reward of obedience is mastery over yourself, over circumstances, over destiny itself. Ask yourself this: who do you obey? Society? Your desires? Fear? Or do you answer only to your own law, your own vision, your own iron will? The difference between men who live and men who dominate is this: obedience. Obedience to no one but yourself. Every act of self-command builds the fortress that protects you from weakness. Every act of compromise weakens that fortress. Decide carefully. The world will test your loyalty, but the first command is simple. Obey yourself. Make your standards absolute. Make your will unbreakable. Make your life a reflection of your own authority. This is the path to dangerous discipline, to untouchable strength, to inevitable mastery. Pain is inevitable. Life punishes the weak and tempts the comfortable. Every man who seeks power, influence, or mastery will encounter it. The question is not whether it comes, but how you respond when it does. The undisciplined suffer. The weak break. The disciplined transform it into fuel, into fire, into force. Pain is not your enemy. It is your weapon. Most men recoil from discomfort. They avoid it, deny it, numb it with distractions, indulgences, and excuses. They call it bad luck, injustice, or misfortune. Machiavelli would call it failure. Weak men are destroyed by the very thing that could have made them unstoppable. They allow setbacks to shape them into victims, instead of forging them into predators. Discipline allows you to do what others cannot. Endure. True power comes from the ability to act in spite of discomfort, to move forward when everything screams to stop, to maintain focus while chaos surrounds you. Every moment of pain resisted is a moment of strength gained. Every setback endured without surrender is another layer added to the armor of your will. Pain becomes a teacher, a sculptor, and a proving ground. Physical pain, emotional pain, mental exhaustion, all are tools if wielded correctly. The disciplined man trains himself to embrace them. He pushes his body beyond limits while others collapse. He faces rejection, failure, and loss without flinching. He internalizes hardship as practice, as rehearsal for life's inevitable battles. Where men see suffering, he sees opportunity. Where men see limits, he sees edges to sharpen. Pain is no longer an obstacle. It is an instrument of power. To turn pain into power, you must first remove resistance within yourself. Stop complaining, stop whining, stop seeking comfort. These are chains. Each complaint drains energy that could be converted into action. Each indulgence delays mastery. Each hesitation allows weakness to creep in. Discipline demands that you endure because you must, not because it feels good. Endurance is the currency of dominance. Next, understand the value of reflection. Pain contains lessons others never see because they are too focused on escape. Analyze your struggles. Ask what they reveal about your weaknesses. Identify the habits, impulses, or failures that led to suffering. And then act. Strengthen yourself where you are vulnerable. Turn every sting into a blueprint for growth. Weak men forget the lesson. Strong men write it into their code. Pain also refines focus. The moment you accept discomfort as part of life, your attention sharpens. You no longer fear challenge because it becomes familiar. You no longer waste energy avoiding struggle because struggle is now your teacher, your sparring partner, your mentor. Discipline transforms every difficulty into a step forward. Every loss becomes preparation for victory. Every injury becomes reinforcement for your armor. Perhaps the most dangerous skill pain teaches is control over your own reaction. Others crumble, lash out, or despair. You do not. You endure silently, methodically, strategically. Your mind remains calm. Your body remains strong. Your purpose remains intact. To the outside world, this is terrifying. Men fear those who do not break under pressure because they know resistance is futile. You are no longer prey. You are the predator. Finally, turning pain into power is a choice repeated daily. You will feel exhaustion. You will feel fear. You will feel anger, disappointment, and doubt. Each of these can be a poison or a weapon. The disciplined man chooses the weapon. He channels every negative, every sting, every setback into action, into focus, into relentless pursuit of mastery. Pain becomes momentum. Weakness becomes fuel. Struggle becomes proof of inevitability. The brutal truth is simple. The world will not coddle you. It will not excuse you. It will not wait for you to feel ready. Only the disciplined will rise. Only those who can endure and transform pain into power will survive and thrive in a world where weakness is devoured. Every scar you earn, every suffering you endure, every hardship you face becomes a testament to your strength. It is a record of your discipline. It is the foundation of your domination. Ask yourself, when pain strikes, will you falter like the weak? Or will you rise, sharpened and unstoppable, wielding suffering as your weapon? The choice is yours. Endure, and the world bends. Break, and it consumes you. Most men are weak. Not weak in body, not weak in intellect, but weak in spirit. They are undisciplined, slaves to their impulses, addicted to comfort, and blind to the cost of their own failure. They spend their lives running from discomfort, avoiding pain, and chasing fleeting pleasures, thinking that life is about ease. They are fools, and Machiavelli would call them what they are: prey. Weakness is not simply a habit, it is a disease. It spreads through every action, every decision, every interaction. The man who cannot control himself cannot control his destiny. He cannot command respect, cannot build influence, cannot shape the world around him. Others sense it. People smell weakness like blood. They exploit it, they manipulate it, and they move on while the weak remain broken, wondering why life is unfair. Discipline is the antidote to weakness, and it is absolute. It is not a suggestion. It is not a lifestyle choice. It is a law, cold and unyielding. The disciplined man does not wait for motivation. He does not hope for inspiration. He acts because he must act, because inaction is surrender, and surrender is death in a world that rewards power and punishes the timid. Every decision you make is a reflection of your inner control. Do you wake up at the right hour, or do you hit snooze? Do you finish the tasks that matter, or do you waste hours scrolling, staring and dreaming? Do you confront your fears, or do you shrink back, pretending they do not exist? Each moment of indulgence, each act of avoidance compounds into weakness, and the world does not forgive the weak. It consumes them. Understand this clearly. Weakness is not just disadvantageous. It is fatal. It attracts predators. It allows mediocrity to seep in and grow. The man who cannot command himself will never command others. He will be led, controlled, and discarded. And those who refuse to see this truth will spend their lives lamenting their circumstances, never realizing that the only chains they have are the ones they forge themselves. The brutal truth is this: most people are too soft to survive the realities of life. The world does not care for excuses. It does not reward potential. It rewards results. And results come only from discipline, from unwavering control over your body, your mind, your actions. Weak men crave comfort. Disciplined men crave mastery. Weak men are reactive. Disciplined men are inevitable. Weak men are prey. Disciplined men are predators. This is why discipline must be absolute. Not just during the easy moments when the world watches. Not just when it feels convenient or safe. Discipline must be forged in every moment of pain, every act of boredom, every second when your body screams for ease, every choice to endure, to focus, to act despite discomfort is a strike against weakness, a building block of power. Look in the mirror. Are you commanding yourself, or are you letting life command you? Most men answer this question with lies. Most men are too cowardly to face their own shortcomings. But you cannot afford lies. You cannot afford weakness. To survive, to dominate, to become the man Machiavelli admired, you must confront the truth. Your weakness is your enemy. Your discipline is your weapon. And until you master that weapon, nothing else matters. The question is simple. Will you continue to drift, weak and unnoticed, prey to the world? Or will you take the first brutal step toward mastery, shaping yourself into a man who answers to no one and nothing? Discipline is not optional. Weakness is fatal. Decide which you will be. Discipline is not built on comfort. It is forged in the fire of sacrifice, in the relentless rejection of what is unnecessary. If you want to be dangerous, if you want to be untouchable, you must cut away everything in your life that weakens you. Every distraction, every indulgence, every person or habit that consumes your energy without giving power in return must be eliminated. This is not harsh advice. It is a law of survival. Most men cling to their weaknesses as if they were treasures. They hoard useless comforts, the mindless scrolling, the empty social rituals, the toxic relationships that drain instead of elevate. They tell themselves they deserve it, they need a break, they just want to relax. Machiavelli would call this cowardice. A man who seeks power does not negotiate with weakness, he eradicates it. Cutting away the fat is painful, yes. But pain is the proof of growth. It is the mark of the man who refuses to be ordinary. Each habit you kill, each comfort you abandon, each minute you reclaim from wasted indulgence is a strike against mediocrity and a step toward mastery. Ask yourself, does this serve me, or does it serve my weakness? If it does not sharpen you, it dulls you. And anything that dulls the mind or body is an enemy. This principle extends beyond habits into relationships. People who waste your time, drain your energy, or poison your ambition are liabilities. They are distractions dressed as companionship. Machiavelli would advise you to remove them without hesitation, without guilt, without sentiment. Sentiment is a luxury for the weak. If someone does not elevate you, they diminish you. And in the world of power, diminishing forces are lethal. Cutting the fat also means eliminating excuses. Every rationalization, every self-pitying thought, every "I'll start tomorrow" is a chain. Discipline demands brutal honesty with yourself. Look at your life and see what you are tolerating. See where your energy is being stolen. And then act. Remove it. Kill it. Make no compromise. This is how a man ascends. This is how a man becomes dangerous. The disciplined man does not allow himself the comfort of distraction. He is singular in purpose. He does not negotiate with lethargy or desire for ease. He turns discomfort into a tool. He does what others avoid because they are weak. While men of habit binge, scroll, complain, or sleep, the disciplined man acts. He conquers the tasks that matter, builds the skills that matter, and sets the foundations of power while the world sleeps. Consider your time like currency. Every hour spent on the meaningless is a robbery of your future. Every conversation that serves no purpose is a theft of focus. Every indulgence is a bite of your potential. To be disciplined, you must budget ruthlessly, not with money, but with yourself. You are your most valuable asset. Guard it, invest it, amplify it. Cut away everything that does not serve this. Sacrifice is not temporary, it is permanent. The man who chooses discipline must accept that life will feel harder than the lives of weak men. There will be moments when the world mocks, tempts, and tests you. There will be boredom, hunger, discomfort. The disciplined man thrives in this because he has already accepted the cost. Every pleasure he denies, every distraction he rejects, every weak impulse he crushes is another layer of armor. This armor makes him untouchable, unshakable, inevitable. Remember, cutting away the fat is not for recognition. It is not for admiration. It is not for fleeting satisfaction. It is for mastery over yourself. Weak men chase comfort. Strong men chase control. The moment you begin pruning the unnecessary, your mind sharpens, your focus intensifies, and your will hardens. You become someone who no one can manipulate because you are already fully in command of yourself. The world does not reward half measures. It does not admire good intentions. It rewards results, and results come from relentless, ruthless discipline. Remove the fat, sharpen your edges, and train yourself to act with precision. Every ounce of wasted energy reclaimed is power regained. Every indulgence denied is strength earned. This is how you begin the transformation from ordinary to dangerous, from prey to predator, from man to force. The question is simple. Are you willing to cut away the fat? Are you willing to let go of comfort, distraction, and weakness to claim mastery over yourself? The moment you do, you begin walking the path that separates the weak from the inevitable. There is no middle ground. There is only the disciplined man and the rest. Discipline is not a practice. Discipline is a standard. It is the measure by which all men are judged, first by themselves, then by the world. The disciplined man does not live according to others' expectations. He sets his own rules and enforces them without compromise. Machiavelli understood that those who adhere to no standard are slaves. Those who set a standard for themselves are rulers. The Machiavellian standard is ruthless. It tolerates no excuses, no weakness, no sentimentality. Comfort is irrelevant. Praise is irrelevant. Fear is irrelevant. Only results matter. Every thought, every action, every decision is evaluated against the standard you set for yourself. Anything beneath it is discarded, ignored, or destroyed. This is the life of a man who refuses to be ordinary. To live by this standard, you must hold yourself accountable at every moment. There is no one to blame but yourself. When you fail, you analyze, correct, and improve. When others succeed where you stumble, you learn. When temptation whispers, you refuse. When comfort calls, you resist. Every day, every hour, every minute is a test of your loyalty to the man you are becoming. The Machiavellian standard also requires foresight. Discipline is meaningless if it is reactive. You must anticipate challenges, prepare for hardship, and act with precision before circumstances force you to act. A disciplined man does not wait for life to demand effort. He imposes effort on life. This proactive mindset transforms ordinary men into men who are inevitable. living by this standard isolates you. Few will understand. Fewer will support you. Some will even resent you. Let them. Approval is irrelevant. Weak men fear standards because standards demand more than they can give. They demand honesty, endurance, and courage, the very traits the world punishes the undisciplined for lacking. The Machiavellian standard is lonely, but it is the price of power. Every day you must cut distractions, reject indulgence, and pursue mastery relentlessly. Your body, your mind, your time, and your energy are resources to be commanded, not wasted. Every habit must be scrutinized. Every relationship must be evaluated. Every thought must align with your standard. Anything less is surrender. Anything less is weakness. Anything less is unacceptable. The men who live by this standard become untouchable. They endure where others break. They act where others hesitate. They dominate because they have mastered the one battlefield that matters most: themselves. When you set a standard and obey it without compromise, the world bends to you, not through fear, not through luck, but through the inevitability of your control. To embrace the Machiavellian standard is to accept discomfort as the path to mastery. Pain is inevitable. Resistance is inevitable. Failure is inevitable. The disciplined man does not avoid these truths. He internalizes them, weaponizes them, and converts them into power. Every struggle strengthens him. Every setback sharpens him. Every moment of discipline reinforces the fortress of his will. This is the final measure of the man who refuses mediocrity, unwavering loyalty to his own standard. No excuses, no distractions, no weakness. When you live this way, the world notices, not because you ask it to, but because your presence commands it. Men fear, respect, and follow what they cannot overpower. This is the Machiavellian life, self-mastered, relentless, inevitable. The path is not easy. It is not forgiving. It is not for the faint of heart, but it is the only path to real power, to real control, to becoming the man the world cannot ignore. You will falter, you will struggle, and you will suffer, but you will rise every time, stronger, sharper, and more disciplined than before. That is the standard. That is the law. That is the legacy. If you are ready to walk this path, to forge yourself into a man of unbreakable discipline and unstoppable will, start now. Cut the distractions. Reject weakness. Obey yourself. Endure pain. Hold yourself to the highest standard, your standard. Become the man few dare to be, the force none can resist, the presence the world must respect. And remember, mastery is a choice, discipline is a weapon, and the man who refuses mediocrity becomes inevitable. If this video sharpened your mind and strengthened your will, like, comment, and subscribe for more ruthless lessons in power, discipline, and dominance. Don't just watch. Transform.